Hello and welcome back to Warrior Priest with a gun. Well, not just yet, obviously, because we do need to get that engineering skill. And yes, indeed, you are correct. I've seen your comments, and indeed, there is a definite way for us to achieve 50 engineering without having to do any sieges. The only reason why I said maybe it would be a good idea to join a siege of the Empire, because we can always piggyback with someone and we can basically just be like, hey, can I join up? Can you help me get some engineering skill? Technically, we could do that, but there is another way, of course. And the other way is to purchase a book from one of the magisters, or shall we say, purchase a scroll, and we can learn engineering that way. So technically, yes, there is another way to do it, but I didn't really want to spend that money straight away, because we do have a pretty bad money shortage at the moment. I'm going to need to start winning tournaments. If I can get some better armor, then that would obviously go a long way in doing that, and maybe, just maybe, a good way for me to get some extra cash. We have a pretty significant amount of these guys. These fellows are pretty good. I feel like they're pretty good. They've got a decent horse, as you can see right here. Wow, their horse is actually a lot better than I thought. And we also have, well, some just decent-ish units. We don't have too many recruits, and yes, indeed, I know. We look a lot like a witch hunter at the moment, but that's just our starting gear. We will be changing our look and becoming more like a warrior priest every single time we have some money. Anyway, I'm going to be taking this task, and that is going to allow us to hopefully escort a merchant caravan. This is not something I'm particularly confident about. I am a bit worried about this, to be honest, but I can only hope that maybe, just maybe, they are a bit lenient with which bandits they throw at us, and in which case then we might actually be able to achieve something. But I'm a bit worried, let's just say that. I'm a bit worried, so let's just follow them the way they are. I mean, bear in mind, we are with the caravan's own units as well, so they are, of course, going to assist us in battle. Got to be a bit careful and a bit observant as well, because if we are... Oh, no, don't run into those guys. Oh, I would never be able to fight those Chaos Raiders, not in a million years. Okay, that is something I have to be very careful of, because there is a Chaos Portal really close by. That could have gone very, very badly. I'm just very thankful that I actually have a significant amount of... Well, should we say a significant lack of scouting skill. Yes, I'm so thankful of that, because that really made everything so much worse just now. Anyway, we don't have any spells at the moment. I can theoretically learn spells, but there is a percentage chance associated with that. And as far as I am aware, that percentage chance is tied towards your intelligence. I'm not entirely sure whether that is indeed the case, but in my test character, like I told you about in the previous episode, I actually went to the Magister and I succeeded with a 30% chance to learn magic. Now, here's the thing. I had 3 intelligence, so I can assume that every point in intelligence gives you an extra 10%. So if I can gain some additional intelligence, which is obviously going to be something that I'm going to be going for anyway, because I do want to try and increase my engineering skill, I want to be able to learn that as best as I can, whether that be from a siege or whether that is from a scroll. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that. And otherwise, let's just put veteran over here. I'm actually not entirely sure. Okay, that doesn't actually do anything for these guys. Let's just put him in with the cavalry, I suppose. Seems like he provides a bit more to the cavalry than he does to the infantry. And yeah, these guys are mounted, so this is going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to be able to increase my intelligence, and then hopefully then we will be able to go over to the Magister. I mean, obviously we don't have any money as it is at the moment to even be able to afford spells, so it is kind of useless for me to even talk about, you know, learning anything like that at the moment. It just doesn't make any sense, because if I had, I don't know, 7 intelligence, which is going to be... Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to do that, actually, all things considered, but if I had 7 or so, I think I might feel a bit more inclined to, you know, do something with magic. But as it is at the moment, I think I don't really want to chance it, because I'm not sure if there's a cooldown on how often you can try to learn magic. I'm not sure if he can... I mean, the Magister, that is. I'm not sure if the Magister can continually give you an analysis, you know, because he basically says, I will ascertain your aptitude for your, you know, the magical arts and so on and so forth. And I was actually making, well, I was trying to at least make sure that we weren't going to have any issues with doing that. And obviously in my test character, I didn't really want to spend too long grinding away on bandits trying to level up myself and all that stuff. But that obviously would be something I would do with a real character. So, you know, just getting a little bit of extra intelligence is probably going to make a pretty significant difference in our success of learning that. And maybe I can get a little bit of one-handed skill. I mean, yes, I mean, I am going to need to actually level up one-handed skill. I know. It seems like that is going to be almost impossible at the moment for us. But yes, I am going to need to level that up to be a relatively good warrior priest. Obviously, at the moment, we are looking mighty awful. Yes, indeed. We are looking pretty bad. So hopefully I'll be able to do something with that soon enough once we have... oh no. Yes, once we have leveled up a little bit more and gained some more money and so on and so forth. Okay, so now we're actually going to have a look here. Okay, we obviously want them to become Reiksguard Knights, don't we? I mean, really, we can't say that we want them to become anything but that. Even though the Pistoliers are actually pretty fun because they come with guns, you know? They come with guns and they can ride a horse. And this guy actually has an Empire Repeater handgun. Wow. Okay. I don't even know how effective that actually is, but maybe we'll be able to try one of those out a little bit later on. As you can see, it does require 80 in crossbows. That's actually not even that much. So we might be able to try that out ourselves too, but for the purposes of this upgrade, we're going to be going for Reiksguard Knights, and then we're going to be going for Sergeants as well. I do not want Great Swords, because Great Swords, I mean, as you could quite clearly tell by their name, they are going to be using two-handed swords. So obviously that's not going to really work up against large amounts of archers or whatever. Do bear in mind, however, though, that the vampire counts don't really have, as far as I can remember at least, they don't really have very good archers, because, I mean, if they're not playing with vampires, they only have a ranged solution in the form of a tier 2 Sylvanian troop. So that is maybe not that big a deal having a shield, to be honest, but the sergeants do come with a shield, so I'm inclined to go with them just to be a bit more on the safe side. So that's exactly what we're going to do. There we go. And it's also obviously going to help us in the long run about you know, various other things, you know, actually fighting well, any number of opponents. You know, let's face it, if we are going in against some random units somewhere or another, then of course it's going to be good to have some shields, just in case, you know, just in case. And there's no doubt going to be a pretty large amount of archers in garrisons and things like that. So even if they are just tier 2, it's going to be a much better idea for us to try and just maximize our possibilities, you know, maximize our survivability as best we can. I'm going to be locking all of these troops just in case I do gain some survivors at some point or another, and then we can just give them away easily enough, if I need to give them away, that is, because maybe I don't, you know, maybe I have enough space at that point. I'm actually going to go into the town here because I have a feeling I might need a little bit of extra. I'm actually going to sell these. This is going to sell for a pretty decent amount, these two bits of olives and so on and so forth. And we're just going to buy 2 bits, actually, yeah, just 2 bits of fish, 2 bits of grain, 2 bits of this and that and this and that and so on and so forth. So there we go. There's wow, 379. I should you know what? I'm gonna sell some of this as well. We don't need to upgrade ourselves. Let's actually just sell all of that. There we go. Sell this, and we can sell that. Okay, so that's 270. I'm a bit worried, to be honest. I'm a bit worried. Okay, I didn't take any prisoners? Really? I didn't take any prisoners whatsoever? Okay. Well, that is a little bit worrying, I gotta say. That is a bit worrying. But we are getting, I believe, 200 gold every single time this guy stops off somewhere. And I am currently paying 128 in wages. That's not that bad. I mean, we have seen in previous series where I actually started as the leader of a downtrodden mercenary company, and well, they had loyalty issues because the leader wasn't able to pay the wages of the troops of the mercenary company, and I was the one to take over leadership of this mercenary company, and we had to struggle. We struggled and struggled and struggled for quite a while to be able to sustain ourselves enough with our, our amount of cash that we actually had. And we started with about 500 gold or something like that total, and we had a huge amount of troops in our party that were consistently, needing wages and so on. So we needed to, consistently try to fight, consistently try to do tasks and take risks and so on and so forth. So it was really, really intense in the start of the game. But we know that even if you run out of cash, all that is going to happen is that your morale will decrease, and then people will start deserting once the morale gets low enough. So even if we do run out of cash during this mission, we're going to be able to hopefully receive a pretty significant amount in return, because let's face it, we're going to be able to hopefully take some of these guys prisoner. I mean, I would hope that we would maybe be able to do that. I mean, I'm not really getting any at the moment, but it would be kind of nice to maybe see that happen at some point. I mean, I'm getting some decent crossbow skill here and everything, and I am probably... I mean, warrior priests, do they actually ride horses? I'm actually not entirely sure about that. As I say, I'm not that familiar with the lore of Warhammer Fantasy, so I hope you'll forgive me for that. But whatever the case, I think they would, right? I think they would. I mean, it would make sense for them to do so. I mean, they're quite... Are they not revered as being relatively strong-ish units? And maybe they don't... I don't know. Maybe they don't... I don't know. Maybe they count themselves as being walking tanks, because that's what I'm going to aim to do. I'm going to try to be a walking tank so that we don't necessarily die to one headshot like it was with the Necromancer. Yes. Anyway, there we go. One prisoner. I was actually hoping on doing a little bit more damage in this particular fight, because we need a greater share of the loot. That's what we need. We need a greater share of the loot. Unfortunately, the Caravan is so incredibly strong at the moment that we don't even really need to help them, which is actually kind of funny. Anyway, I'm probably going to be going for Frugal right here, because Spartan, as I have now learned from many, many comments from people, if you consume less food, then theoretically you're gaining less steward skill. You see what I mean? So, well, at least that's how people have explained it to me. So I'm gonna choose something different this time around, and this is actually kind of cool because it kind of makes our wages a little bit less as well. And once we are starting to get into the upper echelons of the rankings for all of the units, it's gonna actually make a pretty significant difference to have 5% less. So that's exactly what we're gonna do right here. And even though Spartan is pretty good for having no morale penalty from having single type of food, I'm never really going to be in that situation because we have so many Empire towns in and around all these various territories. I should be able to find a place, it doesn't matter where, but a place to actually get some food. Anyway, I am thinking now that we will increase... Should I increase my engineering? I'm wondering whether I should increase my engineering. If I increase my engineering, this is just a precursor for me getting a scroll that would then enable me to learn engineering. And if I can get 40 points from engineering, from an engineering scroll, then obviously that's going to be fantastic. And I am going to need focus points to be able to make that work. So I guess I will actually do that. I really wanted to increase writing skill or athletics, but we're just going to have to make do with one focus point in writing at the moment, and then we'll see what we can do as we level up further. I mean, we're only level 5 at the moment, so there's a lot of time left over to max out all of these skills that we want to concentrate on. I would like to ideally concentrate on one-handed, crossbows, writing, athletics. Then, obviously, the other skills would probably be something like, I don't know, steward, medicine, engineering, maybe charm? Maybe charm, because if we do take charm skill, then we're going to be able to possibly persuade some people to join us. And there you go. Look at that. There's the quest. Okay, so that was actually somewhat less good than I anticipated. I was actually very much hoping that we might be lucky enough to get some more get some more encounters, basically, because I mean, look at my money situation. My money is not very good right now, so oh well, never mind. Okay, let me just go into the nearby village and see if there's anything else here. No, you need, yeah, no, they need something else right there. I'm not a particularly big fan of those kinds of quests. Let me see if I can find something better. Deliver the herd. Okay, delivering herds is not really something that I particularly enjoy doing, but it is quite lucrative some of the time because it's just super easy. You can basically just take this, and then along the way you can fight a bunch of enemy units and hopefully gain some money through that. And I'm actually, I passed by a village that actually had the quest to eliminate a bandit hideout. And that would be fantastic for us to do right now. But as it stands, I forgot which one it is. I think it's this one? No. I mean, it might very well... yeah, I mean, it might have run out of time, to be honest. Oh, wait, there's Chaos Raiders there. Okay, be careful. Be careful. We do not want to get in a situation... Oh, wait a minute. I think it might be one of these. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, wait a minute. Hello there. Can we fight? Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, now this is perfect. Alright, this is exactly what I want. These kinds of situations where we are 1 versus 1, or shall we say 1 versus many, in terms of enemy units, I think this is going to be nice, because we have the enemy, we have a bunch of our troops. I'm going to tell everyone just to charge straight on in here. Might be a mistake, but we're going to do it nevertheless. Oh, is that a headshot? Yeah, that was a headshot. You see that riding skill increase right there? Yeah, that was 17 points of riding skill. Just instantaneously, because we were able to hit a headshot from such a far distance away. Super nice. Super nice. Really, really good right there. Okay, that's the kind of thing that we want to do more often, but obviously you need a various set of circumstances, situations to be able to actually get that to happen. And obviously it was a little bit lucky as well. I'm going to be the first one to say that it was a little bit lucky, let's face it. I can't really hit those kinds of things, well, reliably. I mean, really, at the end of the day, who can? You know, unless you have a pretty decent amount of, proficiency already or something like that, then in that case, you might be able to. You know, you might be able to, or, you might need to take a little bit of extra time to aim and indeed fire. But there you go. We actually ended up losing 2 units. One was an Empire Recruit and Noble Cavalry. Okay, the Noble Cavalry is a bit of a bad loss, but it's okay because, I mean, look at all of these. They're all leveling up super nicely. This is actually costing me a lot of money as well. Okay, let's be a little bit careful about that. And we are getting some decent loot. Not too bad. We're getting some food as well. And now we can move on. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with these kinds of missions. Even though this mission is far and away not something that I would like to do on a daily basis, it's always nice to just do one of these every now and again. There's actually another couple of outlaws here that I would like to fight. I did just have a pretty significant lag spike right there, so you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually just going to save, because it hasn't saved since I started the episode as far as I'm aware, so I don't really want to get rolled back all the way, just in case. You know, you never know. Sometimes these things happen. And anyway, let's just go and charge straight on in once again. We're going to just be hyper aggressive against these outlaws. I don't think these guys can actually do much against us, and I'm going to just try and level up my one-handed skill a little bit here too, even though my crossbow is probably the most important thing to level up at this point, because we do want to eventually use these really high-tier guns and everything. You know, for example, that one that we saw earlier on that high-tier Empire mounted gunner or whatever he was called. Yeah, that guy was packing some serious firepower right there. Like I don't even know. It seemed like a Gatling gun or something like that. Kind of crazy. Anyway, there we go. We were able to achieve victory with 0 casualties this time. Very nice. And we got some more prisoners. We can rescue these villagers, which in the end will become recruits, but I don't have enough space for most of these, and I'd rather just get recruits straight away. So there really is no point in me actually going for this. I am going to be getting... Oh yeah, you can best bet I'm going to be getting one of these. What do you need to actually level these guys up? Oh, they need to level up... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let me actually have a look. Okay, that's really interesting, actually. I see. Ah, that is okay. I didn't realize that was actually the case. This Reichsguard Knight goes straight into a Demigryph Knight, which is a tier 7 unit from a tier 5. So it skips tier 6 altogether. So you have a bit of a, well, I don't want to say tactical or strategic decision to make, because it's kind of just a, it's a simple decision, but the fact is you have to wait quite a bit longer to be able to upgrade the tier 5 unit into a tier 7 instead of just going into the Preceptor Knight, which is a tier 6, of course. So that's a bit of a decision that you're going to have to make. Me personally, I really want to go down the left side anyway. I don't really see a point in actually going for the one on the right side, even though they look really cool. And I gotta say, I think that I mean, you can see that in the back right there. The Demigryph looks amazing. In my opinion, it looks really, really cool. But for me personally, I want these guys. I think they are something that I really, really want. So yeah, that's who we're gonna do. Well, that's who we're gonna do. Yeah, there we go. And let's see. There we go. We're gonna just get that guy leveled up. Fantastic. And there's another 575. Okay. Yeah, we are, oh dear, we are actually having some small issues here. Okay, well, whatever the case, we are just going to go straight on in here. We're going to speak to this guy. He actually has an Escort Merchant Caravan mission as well. We might want to do that if the 2 nearby villages don't have the Exterminate Hideout quest. Because if they do have that quest, I would prefer to do that. So anyway, there we go. Oh! He actually gave me 2,000? Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm actually really surprised. I was expecting maybe like, I don't know, 600, 700 gold or something like that. That was a really easy mission, and we literally just got 2,000 gold for it. Wow. Okay. Really surprised. Very, very surprised. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go in. Am I going to steal this guy's gear? Am I going to steal this guy's gear right now? You can best bet I am. Oh yes, I'm going to steal his civilian gear, because that's what you can do, if you don't know. Yes, don't watch as I do such a sacrilegious thing. Okay, well, whatever the case, we're just going to go in here very quickly. Oh, I wanted to get some mules. Apparently they don't have any mules. Okay, that's actually pretty bad. Anyway, let me just sell this real fast. No, sell. I keep getting the wrong keybind. And yeah, we'll sell all of that. We actually have way too much food by the looks of things, so I'm actually going to sell a little bit of that too. There we go. Something like this should be fine. 1,700. Very nice. Look at that. I've already gained back the money that we used to recruit this guy. And now we're going to have the opportunity to go over here to his civilian branch. As you can see, his civilian gear is right here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take all his stuff. I know. I probably shouldn't do this, but I am, because I can. And it doesn't actually do anything to him. He's not going to care either way, because he is still going to have his battle outfit all ready to go, and he's going to have no problem whatsoever. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take all this stuff. Don't look if you're offended by, you know, things. Okay, there we go. And we still have this on as our civilian outfit. You know what? I'm gonna take the coat off my back, and I'm gonna give it to him, because I feel bad. All right, I feel bad. So my character's gonna be the one to not be clothed when he goes into a tavern and stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. Anyway, we are now going to equip all of this stuff. Boom, like so. And now he's looking real fine, apart from this, which, there we go. Now he's looking real fine. And yeah, we were actually wearing this, as you can see right there. But the priest, yeah, the warrior priest headband does give us 10% holy damage amplification. I actually don't know whether there is anything that does holy damage. I think one of the members of the modding team said that there aren't any holy damage things in the game at the moment, with the exception of one prayer, I think. But I'm obviously not entirely sure if the light magic does holy damage. But for me personally, getting some better gear, and I'm talking about better protection here, that is far and away the best thing that we could that we could get right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock all of this, just so that I can, you know, keep this on. And there we go. He's looking pretty fun now, right? He's looking pretty cool. The one thing that we do need to do, though, is start to use this hammer. This actually has a hybrid damage as well, which is real nice. I love hybrid damage weapons. Because in all likelihood, if you're up against a highly armored target, which is probable most of the time, then having that extra little bit of holy damage, obviously it's not a primarily magic damage weapon, but it will do. It will do, because personally I'd prefer it to do more holy damage, but obviously this is primarily a physical damage archetype, so you know, I completely understand that. And otherwise, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm just gonna sell the Witch Hunter hat. I don't see a reason to keep it, to be honest. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Just gonna lock this as well in place, and now we can move on. There we go. Okay, so now look at that. Isn't that amazing? You know what just happened? We took that herd quest, and that led into us fighting 2 different bands of bandits, gained some decent amount of experience, and we got some money, obviously, and then the completion of the task gave us 2,000 gold, which was enough for us to recruit this companion, and now we have a complete set of armor. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's really cool how all of that just comes together at the exact time when you want it to. It's really quite cool. Anyway, let's go in here. Nope, not going to do that one. Yes, landlord needs access to the commons. No, we're not going to do that one. And we're not going to do that one either by the looks of things. Okay, maybe I can find something that is all about destroying the bandit hideout. I think there is one nearby, because there is a bandit hideout over here. But I might need to go in a different direction. Not entirely sure right now. I do actually want to get some mules and things like that. So I'm actually going to see... there we go. Okay, we got some sumpter horses and some mules and things like that. So I'm just going to buy a couple. Not too many, but just a little bit, you know, just to make sure that we have some extra carry capacity here and there. How close am I to tier 2? Oh, I mean tier 1 even. Oh, okay, we're doing... We're doing really badly in terms of our renown. I'm actually not entirely sure why we're doing so badly with that. Maybe it's because we haven't won a tournament. That might actually be the reason, because winning a tournament actually provides you with some pretty significant renown gains. And it may not seem like that, but it does. It's actually surprisingly effective at leveling up your clan. Ooh, in and out. No, I don't really want to do that. Yeah, in and out used to be amazing in a previous version of the game, but now it's not so much. Not so much, so... Yeah. Alright. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the town, and we're going to go and get the Escort Merchant Caravan quest, even though that is something that I personally think is very good to do. It can be a little bit repetitive for viewing purposes, if you know what I mean, but I thought you might like to see us in our new gear and have us fight. So let's see what actually happens with that. Obviously, I am walking around completely, well... You can quite clearly tell. You can see what I'm actually walking around in. But, yes. I might need to buy some cheap gear, or at the very least just wear something that a bandit drops or something like that, just so that I can act like a proper warrior priest, I guess. But, yeah. As it stands right now, I'm pretty happy that we were even able to get a new set of gear, to be honest. Anyway, let's do this. Let's go into the battle and try and see if we can help out these guys. Okay, so this guy, I have no idea what he has in terms of his skills. I basically just got him for random sake. And obviously because he has a set of armor that we could potentially steal. Borrow. And he apparently has no additional perk influence. Is he serious about that? He has no additional perk influence, apparently. Okay, well, I'm gonna make him run with the, yeah, I guess he'll run with the infantry. I mean, he has, apparently they don't use horses, because he's not using a horse. So that's actually really interesting to me, because I thought that they would, but apparently they don't. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, he must have riding skill, right? Ooh, that's the healing field, right? Isn't that the healing field? Let me see if I stand here. Okay, well, I can't tell, because obviously I'm full HP. Yeah, I mean, it didn't do damage to me, so I can assume, yes, it is indeed a healing field. Wait a minute. Did I literally... Wait a minute. What is actually going on here with the amount of... Why am I dealing damage? Why am I dealing holy damage with my crossbow? Why is this guy invisible? Okay, wait. This is very funny. I'm sorry to bring attention to this, people from the modding team, but this is so funny. Oh my. Okay, look at him. He is invisible, apart from his hands and very, very funny boots walking around like that. This is really strange, actually, because he is the same unit type as this guy on his left, and he's perfectly fine. So this guy must have eaten something, you know, a little bit off before he came into this fight. But yeah. Anyway, apart from that, notwithstanding, I mean, bear in mind that me seeing this kind of stuff does allow the modding team to, you know, actually fix these kinds of things, I suppose, instead of, you know, someone making a post about it or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, we're actually dealing holy damage with my crossbow. I'm not entirely sure how that's happening, but I am very intrigued by that. I'm actually wondering whether it is because of the gear I'm wearing, because as far as I am aware, all that does is it increases your holy damage, right? Yeah, that's what it looks to me to do. It just seems like it increases your holy damage. It doesn't seem like it adds holy damage to your weapons or anything like that. That is an I think that's unintentional. I think that is unintentional. Now, whether you think that that's cool, because I personally think that's very cool. But obviously, if that is unintended, then obviously the modding team will probably institute a bug fix for it. But just wait a second. I think that's actually a really cool interaction. But obviously, if it's not lore accurate or anything like that, I mean, obviously it probably isn't, because, I mean, a crossbow doing holy damage, yeah, it's probably not intended. But it's cool nevertheless. I like it. You know, it's fun. But yeah, if it does get fixed, then there you go. But yeah, if it is intended, though, if it is intended, then I am very much liking that. Because that means that my crossbow is actually a little bit more effective, and we can get some more kills a little bit easier. And yeah, so I think that's pretty nice. Anyway, let's continue to follow these guys and see if they get attacked. Apparently, wow, they traveled a very far distance without being attacked. And let's go in here once again. And now, let's see whether I can actually do that again. Huh? Let's see if I can do that again with my crossbow. Let's see if I continue to get holy damage from it. I assume I will. I just hit the mount. There we go, I did. Look at that, holy damage. That is very cool. I hit one of my own people. Well, one of my own horses. Yeah, look at that. 9 damage was holy. I can assume... Okay, you know what's actually happening, I think? The mace that I have equipped is actually affecting my other weapons. Oh, that's a crash. Oh, no, that wasn't a crash. Okay, phew. I was actually hoping it wouldn't be. Okay, but yeah, I assume that is actually what is happening. So the hybrid damage from the mace is actually being transferred to my crossbow. So the on-hit effect is shared between my my equipped weapons, which I have to say I very much like. But obviously I would assume it's probably not intended. But yeah, that, in my opinion, I think it's cool anyway. And wow, this hammer looks so fun to use. Oh, it bashes really satisfyingly. Whoa, I like it. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I guess that will be the end of this fight. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Once we actually start getting some spells implemented into this as well, I can imagine this is probably gonna be maybe edging out the Necromancer as being my favorite kind of character class to play, because it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of things about this that are just very satisfying to play with, and I feel like having that extra bash potential, even though, no, don't get me wrong, you know, being able to bonk people on the head with the Necromancer staff was a lot of fun. But the hammer has a different feel to it, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's just lock our Preceptor Knights right there. And we'll just take all of the loot. There we go. We did get another Sumpter horse as well, which is actually quite nice. Okay, so let me see. Where is this guy? He is going to be making his way over to the town. I can assume that he's probably going to be done now. Yep. There we are. He is indeed done. And he gave me 1,000 gold. I only have 1,400. Bear that in mind. That's actually real bad. But I can sell my stuff. I can actually sell my my Witch Hunter hat and so on. So yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do, just to kind of stay afloat for the most part. And now we have 7,000, 7,700. The Witch Hunter's hat actually is surprisingly good to sell, actually. Anyway, we have a Celestial Wizard here as well. We might want to get him. He's 2,000 gold. I'm actually not entirely sure if we do want to do that. Maybe we want to remain with just, you know, warrior priest stuff. I don't really know, but anyway, let's try to reduce my crossbow reload time. That sounds pretty fun. And let's see here, increase my mount hit points by 20%, and then we're also going to be increasing our engineering by this, increase my intelligence by this, and there we go. All right, so now we have 4 points of focus in engineering, a pretty decent learning rate, and we have 3 points in intelligence. Obviously, I'm going to need to continue leveling up my intelligence because we do want to have a pretty significant chance, you know, good percentage chance to be able to learn magic. If that is actually a thing that makes a difference to it, I can assume it is, but I still need to possibly check that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. There is a tournament at this town right now, and I have some better armor, so we're probably going to be doing the tournament in the beginning of the next episode, and we'll see whether we can actually achieve victory that time. So, I thank you very much once again, and I'll see you next time.